Hey everyone, Genome here. Forgive me, I'm gonna have to overdub this quick first portion. On my way out the door at 5:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning, whatever time it was, I kind of neglected to plug in my microphone. So yeah, you also have to forgive the darkness. It is pretty early in the morning, and there's no street lights out where I live for the most part. So until I actually start getting on the interstate a little bit, we'll be light starved. But yeah, this is just the beginning of my journey down to Florida. I ride straight through. Takes about 15 hours actually. It's around 800 and I think 40 miles, 850 miles, something like that, from door to door of where I'm going. I'm basically coming from West Virginia all the way down to Orlando, Florida. So it's going to be the longest trip I've taken on this bike straight through. I'm kind of breaking it in for a future trip that I want to take. So, like I said, any journey needs a first step, and this is the first step. I wanted to leave it like 4 in the a.m., but it was storming like you would not believe all the way up till about 4. Thunder, lightning, everything, and just torrential downpours. It just didn't work. I just sat there and waited it out. I almost called it, but the rain was just hovering over basically central West Virginia. So I was like, you know what? I'll just wait for it to die down, and then, I got fairing and lowers and all that. Should stop a lot of the water without having to put on the rain gear. So I was like, I'll just wait it out a little bit and then go, because I had planned on this for several weeks. So yeah, it came, it all worked out. Here I am getting onto the interstate. Basically, I'm only going to be making about 3 turns this entire trip. I'm going straight down. Or I'm going to go straight down 64 to pick up 77, 77 to 26, and 26 to 95, and then basically it's a straight shot all the way down until I get up into I-4 over in Daytona Beach. So it can be a bit monotonous at times, but honestly, I really liked it. The only problem I ran into with this trip was the incredible heat. I kept all my gear on till about the end of Virginia, which you're not in Virginia too long, and then I shed down to my long sleeve shirt, which I kept on for the whole ride just because you don't want the sun baking you, like all your exposed skin or whatever, for 15 hours or whatever it is, so even with sunscreen on. But I had to shed everything. I had to take off the gloves, I had to take off the full face helmet, I had to take off, the jacket came off like 2 states prior to that, or state and a half prior to that, so it was just too bloody hot. I had to switch. I even took my boots off and put on my regular, just walking around sneakers, just for some extra airflow. And actually, when I was down in Florida, I wound up taking a lot of my lowers off and like some more wind deflectors and things like that. So it was just too bloody hot. But anyway, yeah. So this is the big shakedown trip, prepping for the cross country trip I want to take. Probably in September. The wife actually wants to go out to California, so she says, hey, let's moto camp or whatever on the way out there. So I wanted to give it a good shakedown run. The funny thing is, the day before this trip, I rode like 300 miles with the motorcycle club over here in the West Virginia area. So, but I'd say she's pretty well shaken down. She had fresh oil and all that put in there. So anyway, the rest of the footage should have current voice with me talking into the mic. I just, like I said, forgot to plug it in this one. So anyway, I hope you enjoy my little trip. I only got down to about South Carolina with footage, and then I'll have more interspersed footage later. So all right, until next time, watch on. All right, coming up on the Capitol here. We just changed lanes. Once again, the roads are still nice and wet from last night's torrential downpours. Beautiful all weekend, and then it just opened up last night around 10 p.m. and didn't stop. It was raining all the way. It was thunderstorms all the way until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to leave at 4. That didn't happen. I forgot to turn my mic on for the first portion of this, so I'll have to dub it if you can't hear anything. But basically, it's just me taking off and saying that I'm going on about a 840, 860 mile trip. There's old downtown Charleston there. Got a little fog rolling in off the mountains. You'll see that a lot up here, especially by the river. Oh, they got the dome covered up a little bit. Looks like they're doing some cleaning. repairs. Old University of Charleston football field. Normally there's a gold cap on on the Capitol there. But you can see some nice scaffolding, I guess. I think that big building right there is the Lotto building or something. That's crazy. If I remember correctly. I can't remember for sure though. But it's an old town. People behind me probably think I'm a tourist. Yep. Hopefully it'll dry out when I get out of West Virginia. The roads, I don't think it rained anywhere else. Whoops. Pay attention there. But, yeah, because I get tired of driving so conservatively, you know, but you don't mess around in the wet. So, alright, I'll call it right there. Gotta save footage everywhere I can. So, see you soon. Alright, sorry, I missed some good scenery there. I got some good mountain mists and valleys, but I'll leave it on here for a few minutes. Yeah, roads are still pretty wet, so I'm being ultra cautious. And I need to replace my back tire, I think. It's getting a little bit worn, so I also gotta be a little more careful there too. So, expect a conservative ride, especially for this first part of the twisties. After you get out of, like, Virginia, all those twisties go away, and it's just long straightaways, it's a couple big sweeps, but getting a little bit of rain on me. Not enough to break out the gear though, just enough to make the windshield a little hard to see through. Well dang, I'm sorry I missed that that big holler back there. It was full of fog and mist, and there was mist all over one of the mountaintops there. It was gorgeous. I guess you have to take my word for it. Yeah, but a lot of people don't think of mountains as something that's green, but up here, basically every inch of the mountains are covered with trees, so it makes them really, really spectacular. And like I often say, it gets a little depressing around here come fall and winter because all those leaves fall off for the most part. I mean, there's a few like coniferous trees or whatever that hold their leaves throughout the year, or needles more like it really, but yeah, so you'll see every inch of these mountains is nothing but tree trunks. It's amazing difference. I'll have to hopefully come through this way again during maybe the fall or winter months when everything falls, just give you an idea of what it looks like. Hopefully the case is not getting covered with mist on the GoPro here. And sorry I'm not using, if it's a little windy sounding, I'm not using the dead cat. I wasn't going to ride all the way forward, that thing poking me in the bottom of the lip. Because it's huge, it's like that big around, whatever, so there might be a noticeable drop in audio quality, so I do apologize for that. But on a trip like this, you gotta worry about comfort. Because I'll probably be miserable around Georgia or so. As miserable as any day can be on a motorcycle, which is usually not too bad. I would have liked to have left yesterday afternoon, or even actually yesterday morning, but I had the live stream to do with somebody. I promised to do it like 2 months ago, and I had a lot of other things to tie up. I got actually in that ride that I did with that group Saturday, it wound up being an all-day affair. I thought it was only going to be like, I'd probably be done by noon or whatever. I didn't get home till like 6 p.m. It was crazy. Yeah, let's see. Got anything cool to look at here other than some more misty mountains? Makes me feel like a Led Zeppelin Misty Mountain Hop or whatever, right? Alright, coming up on some scenic beauty here. Let me get the radio turned off. And let me switch lanes. So once again, hopefully it's not too loud, but if memory serves, there's some great views here. Yep, memory does serve. Road work. Better slow down. Still in West Virginia. Been on the road for about 2 hours now. I think I got about another 20 or 30 minutes before I hit Virginia. And I won't be in Virginia too long. I think I'm only in Virginia about an hour. I'll take my first gas stop there, though. Gas is generally pretty cheap in Virginia. Got a pretty heavy grade now, so the trucks do tend to slow down here. My ears just popped. Let's get on around here. And off this curve, if I can get my head turned a little bit, you'll see some more beautiful scenery. But it's going to be a little bit difficult. If I was in another lane, you can see more. How'd you like to live on that property down there? Sweet! Let's get in the truck lane here. Bike is running great. There's more of our famous holler fog. scenery here. We'll be crossing into Virginia for 2 hours longer. You wouldn't think there was this much to travel through in West Virginia, because Putnam County, I mean, it's toward the center of the state, but really closer to the southern portion of the state than the true center. But yeah, it takes a while. Of course, those winding mountain roads do slow you down some. So if I can get around this truck here so you get an unimpeded view. We'll also be coming up on a tunnel here fairly soon. So if you've never seen a motovlogger go through a tunnel before, well, prepare. I'm not sure how exciting it'll be, but it'll be something. Heck, I've never rode through one of these on the motorcycle before, so it's sure to be loud. That's for sure. There's not a mile of straight road all the way through West Virginia. At least the route, south of Charleston and all that. I say that, I come along the longest straightway I've seen in like an hour. But so far so good. Bike is made for stuff like this, so nice change of pace. I did put like probably 200 plus miles on the bike Saturday when I did that ride, so that was my shakedown ride. Make sure she was kind of set, even though I've done plenty of 100 plus milers pretty easily. I mean, I take so many runs up to Point Pleasant and stuff, and that's like probably a 70-mile round trip or whatever. Easier if I cut over from Point Pleasant to Huntington back home to Hurricane. I mean, that's freaking at least 100, probably more than that. So I've done that several times. So changed the oil like 2 weeks ago. So we're actually, I think, about 600 miles on the oil change. So by the time I get back, we'll probably be halfway through the life cycle. And I'll get video of the next one. So if anyone's out there wanting to know how to change oil on one of these things, you can do it yourself and save yourself a boatload of money. Stay tuned for that. I thought the bridge, or I thought the tunnel was right around here somewhere, but no matter. It's still nice scenery. Supposed to be clear once you get out of West Virginia completely of any storm, and it may pick back up again when I hit Florida. It's like a welcome home. It's like it gets you out the door and it gets you coming back home, or your destination, should I say. Virginia border. I'm definitely going around the truck so you can see better, but there we are, coming up to the first bridge here. So enjoy, and once again, I hope it didn't get too loud.
I got a bad feeling about this.
modern engineering, I tell you. And they carve a tunnel right through a mountain, man. It's like, even 100 years ago, you can imagine them thinking about doing things like this. You know, you had to circumvent the mountain in the olden days, but ingenuity. And I passed through 2 tunnels, I believe it is. Not right back to back, but in fairly short order. And there you have it. Virginia is for lovers. Alright. Time to sign off and save some film.
Hey everyone, Genome here. So, coming at you from my first pit stop here on the way down to Florida. It won't be a long one. I'm going to go ahead and swap out batteries now. Still choose up the batteries like no tomorrow. But, yep. So, about 3 hours in, so until next time.